Hey, how y'all doing? This is Hunt 919 Truth Sports coming to you with another segment. I want to get right into it. The title of this, so I can get right to the point, is called "Is Shedeur Sanders making himself a target?" And you're probably wondering, why am I asking that? Well, basically, for the last couple of weeks, as you all probably, all of you obviously know that Shadeur's been responding to ex-players and what they have to say about his dad. For the first thing, I don't think his dad needs anyone to talk for him. Coach Prime does very well talking for himself and defending himself if he has to. Right there, I don't think you have to talk for your dad. He's very good at talking for himself. But Shedeur, there's been two situations in the last couple of weeks that I watched people responses to, and I didn't really see people or anyone take the position that I'm about to take. But it's a legit question, and I actually brought it up last year, and I'll get right into that. But the first thing that happened is ex-Colorado buff named Xavier Smith made a comment that Coach Sanders really didn't get to know him while he was at Colorado, and the media killed him for it. You know, you're weak and blah blah blah. Maybe you wasn't good enough, etc. etc. Well, I understood where the kid was coming from because a lot of us and a lot of them looked up to Coach Prime coming up as a player. To be hard not to. He was excellent at what he did. So the kid, when you see a guy like that, then you go to the school, you actually meet him. Not only do you want to play for him, you want to play good for him, and you want to make the team. And then when that doesn't happen, and then when you think you just push it aside and he doesn't really say anything to you, you may take that a certain way. It's kind of weird because they like and give Coach Prime attention because of who he is, but then when he cuts someone and that person looks at him a certain way because of who he is, they tell him he's weak or, just move on. It happens. Everybody knows you get cut. Everybody knows how sports can be. But, Deion is different. That's why we pay so much attention to it because their head coach is different. He's famous. He's a Hall of Famer. And he garners and gets a lot of attention. And I'm one of the ones who give him a lot of attention. So I understood where the kid was coming from. So Shedeur responds by acting like he's never heard of the guy. He doesn't remember the guy. And then he says he must have been very mid. Well, actually, the guy's a very good player. So he's not mid, and even if he was mid, so what's the point? And I just think that response really didn't need to be had because I understood where the guy was coming from. And then the second incident, which the more recent incident, which everybody knows about and they've been talking about, is a couple of days ago. Mad Dog TV, shout out to him. He has a very good show. Sometimes I go back and forth with him about certain things because he's kind of one-sided on some things, at least in my opinion. But I do like his show. I do check in for his show every day. He did a great job with this interview. But he's interviewing a guy, a next buff named Galvin. I won't even mess up Galvin's last name. It's Kuld. He's like a fourth or fifth string, however, quarterback that was on the team last year. And the question was that, first of all, Galvin or any quarterback, potential quarterbacks going, well, after this year, it won't matter. But Galvin should have known you're going to a team with an established quarterback. Not only is he good, his dad is the coach, and his dad has been coaching him since he was a youth. And Shedeur is not just a dad's coach. Shedeur is actually good. I would give him that. Now, Shedeur has not had to compete for his position, but Shedeur is good, and it's going to be hard to take his position. And with him being good and his dad's a coach, you're probably not going to take that position. So for you to go into that situation thinking that was a little bit naive. And if you're not going, at least for the second job, you're probably not going to play at Colorado while Shedeur is there. Those are just football facts as long as he's healthy. So I kind of blame you or the other quarterbacks who went to Colorado thinking you were going to beat out Shedeur. The chances were very, 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 very limited that was going to happen. So you should have known that. So he was asked by Mad Dog, do you believe that you had a fair opportunity to start at Colorado? He answered by saying, put it this way, remove the last name and ask that question again. Basically what he's saying is if we were treated all fairly, forget the name on the uniform, and we just had to go out there and compete off of our talent, I think I could have took his spot. Well, myself, I don't think that could have happened. I think Shedeur I've been watching him since Jackson State, and he's done nothing but win and win on a high level. Even when he got to Colorado, yes, they started off great, but they finished 4-8. But he had a great season as far as, when I say great, I know he didn't win enough, but his stats were top 3 for most of the season until he got hurt. Then he finished in the top 10. So, and they even considered him his Heisman name at the beginning, which I thought was off of some name stuff. But he is a legit quarterback on any level, as far as college. I don't know what he's going to do in the pros, but he's not a bad quarterback. And then Shedeur responded by saying, "I spare you this one time," which spare him for what? He's not scared of you, Shedeur, or anything like that. And again, I don't think that needed to be defended. Shedeur, you're the starting quarterback. You're talking about the 4th or the 5th string quarterback. I would have let that go. But what's wrong with the kid wanting to be competitive? They're killing him as well, just because he's competitive. But my question to everybody listening to this is, will this make him a target? Football is a game that's violent. We all know that. It's also a game where you can legally harm someone, where you can legally assault someone, and you only get a 15-yard penalty. They may out for the season, but you're going to get your 15-yard penalty, and you're going to keep playing. And my point is this. A lot of these players, they do read the media, especially with Well-Off and Reach the Media and Uncle Neely covering Colorado. They see everything that goes on. They see the flashiness, and then they see how they're responding, or Shedeur's responding to these ex-players. Don't think they don't see that. So do you think that's going to make him a target throughout the season? Not only will they see this, they also know that Shedeur wants to be a Heisman Trophy candidate, and they also know that he wants to be a top pick in the draft. Now, do you think those guys would go extra hard after him? And I'm not talking about a legal play. It could be an illegal play where they try to take him down and hurt him and kind of stop with his motion or stop what he's trying to do. And this is not a far-fetched question. Last year, I did a video on the Colorado State game, and their defensive end kept hitting Shedeur even after the play. And what he was doing was he was grabbing him and falling down on him with his full body weight, which of course is illegal now. And Shedeur finally caught on to it, and he ended up poking him in the eyes. Some of you all may have overlooked that, but it's the Colorado State game. I actually covered it on this channel, and I talked about that. And that's one good thing I like about Shedeur too. He is no punk. He will come at you, and I like that about him. But I want to see him succeed this year. As much as I talk about the team, I do want to see him succeed individually, and I want to see that team succeed because I watch every single game, and it's actually not that fun if Colorado's not winning, because when they were winning, it was great. And I'm going to watch every game, win or lose. So I would like to see him and see them win, but I don't want to see him injured. And that's my question. Do you think that he's making himself a target by the things he's saying, by running his mouth? Personally, I believe he is. So it won't surprise me if you see some things done after the whistle this year more than you did last year. But let's hope that he doesn't get hurt. But I'm just being real at what I'm saying and what I'm seeing. So that's the question. Is Shedeur making himself a target? I believe he is. And let's hope not, but it is what it is with his responses to the ex-Buffs players. I believe he should just let it go, keep doing what you're doing, keep working. They released a video the other day where he was out working, and I love videos like that, so I watched it like twice. So just keep working out, man. You don't have to keep responding. I know it's hard, but at this point, you're the quarterback, you're the leader. Just ignore that stuff. If you make the NFL next year, which it looks like you will, you're going to be leading man, and the media is going to be 4, 5, 6, 10 times worse, especially if you're not playing well. And you're going to have to learn how to handle that anyway. You can't respond to everybody and everything. All right, I appreciate your time. It's been Hunt 919, Truth Sports. Ride with me. Hey, how y'all doing? This is Hunt 919, Truth Sports, coming to you with another segment. There's a lot of people that are called 5 stars coming out of high school that you never hear from again. Because I thought you made a huge mistake. It's been Hunt 919, Truth Sports. Ride with me.